Salutations, boys and girls and kiddos of all ages. Welcome to another video of posing action figures with Toy the Poser. And here I am, your host, Toy the Poser. Now, to all my returning viewers, you might can't tell, but I have moved to a new location, which kind of explains the long-awaited gap in between posting new videos. But to my new viewers of the channel, I would like to say thank you for joining us. And that welcome also comes with a small little warning of this here is not your average toy review channel. Just a simple showcasing of all the things I like to showcase of all the toys that I like to collect. Spoiler alert, yes, they are mostly action figures, and yes, they are mostly Marvel Legends. But enough jibber jabber, because I can show you better than I can tell you. So behind the camera, I go into giant mode, and we can go on and show you what I got to display and showcase next, or right now. Whoop, whoop. All right, here, as you can see, I have the Marvel Legends, Marvel's Rogue, and Marvel's Destiny right here. All right, and yeah, this is the front of the box. Not a whole lot going on. As you can see, I can't, I was trying to, I'm still unboxing and showcasing action figures that are older, or I previously got, and I just never got around to open them or showcase them, or however you want to say it. And this was mostly last year. By the way, that's the bottom of the box. I know, some people like to see the bottom, these things. So there you have it. As I explain what's going on, what I got going on here. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. I basically, that's the top of the box, by the way, and that was the side, and this the other side of the box that says that with that picture, and this is the back of the box. All right, and that's a small description of what's inside of these characters and who they are in several different languages. All right, so yeah, as I was saying, this is basically me unboxing old action figures, or trying to do it in a, I guess the time fashion that they came and I got them. So basically I'm trying to wind it down to the more latest figure. But when I did this, I was, now that I think about it, I'm like, what difference does it make? Because, right now, unless I was just doing it all in one video, it wouldn't have made no sense, because the algorithm of how people might find it on YouTube, which is why I'm posting this, it's going to be later anyway. So I guess it really didn't matter what order I put them in. But, oh well, I'm pretty much invested in doing it this way. So yeah. Okay, so let's just magical. Oh, good God, sorry about the camera. My whole setup is wonky right now because I had to move. So hopefully I get that figured out. But magical poof. Okay, I think this is the first 2-pack that I've showcased on this channel. So yeah, sorry about that. My magical poof and powers to get them out of the package was kind of messed up. So Okay, let me, oh, what the heck? Let me go ahead and explain the accessories to you, which is nothing. They just came with alternate hands. First, Rogue comes with alternate open hands. All right, sprayed out open hands. And I think this is the first appearance of Rogue. Also, I guess I should give you guys a warning that my dog Zeus is out. So yeah, he might bark. So hopefully he's quiet right now. Let's hope he stays that way. But anyway, this is Rogue. I guess once again, I was trying to keep them standing, but as I do, more explaining, but geez Louise, standing them on this spot is kind of tough. Okay, so, but anywho, she comes with the open palm hands. And I am sorry about the lighting situation here, but good gravy. I am trying my best, guys, in this with this situation. Anywho, I mean, it is, nothing's working properly, right? All right, I'll figure it out sooner or later, but yeah, that didn't help any. I tried to put another light source here, but that's not helping. Sorry. Open hands. She comes with two. And why they gloved, I truthfully don't know, but doesn't matter because anybody that knows me know that I didn't want this figure because I have a Rogue figure, and this is her first appearance. I'll explain later. You know what? How about I'll just explain it now? Okay, first we move everything out the way, and let's just put this first appearance of Rogue in a cold pose. Anybody that's new to collecting, although that she's moving kind of buttery right now, But yes, heat up your action figures, because if you don't, it's a strong possibility that you might break a joint or anything. Okay, so heat up your action figure. But anywho, and I'm assuming that she has just a regular diet, cut right there, because she doesn't have any articulation up here. So what kind of cold pose can I put Rogue in? This little hood doesn't do anything. Although I'm pretty sure it can come off if I peeled it off, but I don't want to do that right now. But I'm pretty sure she's going to be a fodder piece, because I have a Rogue, a more, I should say, modern day Rogue. But Rogue is one of those characters that always change, has multiple different looks throughout comic history ever since she came on the scene in, I think, 1981. I'll show you all that stuff later, but yeah. So what kind of pose can I put Rogue in and tell you and explain why? I want to put her in a flying pose, but kind of, sort of, but I don't think this version of Rogue could fly at the time. At the time, so I'm trying to do something to make her more, okay, I don't know. Sheesh. I never would thought how much an ab crunch would be, needed in the situation. No boots, no boot cut, so I can't do that. Her foot still pivot, so got that. No ankle pivot. No. Okay. So, and I don't think this version of Rogue was super strong either. Like, and so yeah, I'll explain why. You know what? I think this version of Rogue should let me try taking off a hand. Ugh, that was scary. When you're trying to do a cold pose, can these little gauntlets come off? Oh, they can come off. I don't know why would I need that to happen, but just in case anybody need to know, all you customizers out there, you can take that off. Okay. Change your hands. Like so. And her power set only this version of Rogue is not as as strong as the more modern day Rogue, but she still has the power to drain the force of anybody that she touches. Once again, like I said, I'll explain that later, but yeah, so as she kind of twists, she kind of has a little twist. So, at a watch here, but no, that nobody stands like that. Okay. This is getting ridiculously ridiculous. Okay, so I don't know. Okay, Rogue. Let's put you on the let's just go with this for right now because I don't even want this Rogue figure. All right, so let's just put you on the rotator and go with that. All right, so we can explain her, so we can move on to the person that I really want to talk about. And here she is on the rotating rotator. We have Anne-Marie LeBeau, better known as Rogue. And anybody that don't know, yes, she is married to another gentleman, last name LeBeau. Okay, so we'll get into that later. But anyway, yes, this version of Anne-Marie was her first appearance. And like I said, anybody that don't know the history of Rogue, this is how it all started out. The first appearance of Anne-Marie was in King Size Annual Avengers number 10, she was created by Chris Claremont and Michael Golden. Young Anne-Marie was born to a couple of hippies named Priscilla and Owen. Has a handsome looking fella. And in true hippie fashion in Mississippi, she was given birth by her aunt Carrie, her mother's sister. Okay, to speed it along and not to put too fine a point on Rogue's history, Anna Marie's mother, Priscilla, died during some kind of hippie Native American ritual, or she's presumed dead. Or, well, in another reality, she's dead. Let's go with that. So her father, Owen, who was still a hippie in this community, I guess, and who also didn't have a very good relationship with his wife's sister, Carrie, the person that actually delivered Rogue, Anna Marie, in birth. Anyway, yeah, Owen here left his daughter, Anna Marie, with her aunt, Carrie. Now, Carrie was pretty much a stickler and, I guess, old school hardcore on parenting. So this pretty much made Rogue a rebellious child. And for this reason, young Anna Marie ran away from home from her aunt and pretty much, still with daddy issues, didn't like her father too tough. So she didn't go to him. So she was a runaway on the run and going by the name Rogue at the time. During this time, she was adopted by the villains Mystique and Destiny. Now, although we're going to talk a little bit more about Destiny when we get to that action figure, but this little part in the story is kind of important because Destiny has the ability to kind of see the future. So she kind of knew about Rogue's mutant abilities even before she did. Rogue, Anna Marie, Rogue. She's going by Rogue at this point, at this time. So we can call her Rogue now. So she knew that she was a mutant and what her power sets were at the time. Now, when Mystique got this information, she pretty much came up with a plan to make Rogue a terrorist, just like herself and Destiny are at the time. All right, so yeah, so they were going to use her mutant powers for evil, blah blah blah. Now, Rogue had a childhood friend named Cody Robinson, and they kind of grew fond of each other. Now, although Mystique was skeptic about the relationship, and even though Destiny could kind of see the future, and once again, we'll explain that later, nobody actually did anything about, the horrible thing that came up next. Because for you see, Rogue's mutant abilities, power set, she has the ability to drain the life force or power sets of anybody that she touched, skin to skin contact, that is. So when she first found this out, when she was out hanging with her boyfriend Cody at the time, they shared the kiss, and young Cody, being a regular human being without any mutant abilities, basically got his life drained and went into a deep coma. Young Cody never woke up from his coma. Rogue went into kind of a depression, which made it very easy for her to fall to the idea of Mystique's plan to make her join the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants, where they was planning on attacking the superheroine known as Carol Danvers. I can't talk. Anyway, Miss Marvel. Yes, they were planning on attacking Miss Marvel. And now that Rogue was a part of the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants, she pretty much wanted to prove herself and show her worth. and how much of an asset she can be to the team. But Destiny's abilities, which basically kind of warned her that into believing that Miss Marvel would ruin Rogue's life in some shape, form, or fashion. This is why they basically, I guess, attacked Miss Captain Marvel. Or at least that was the plan. The whole Brotherhood was going out there to, I don't know, apprehend her? I don't know. But for some reason, the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants could not get to Carol Danvers in time before they got apprehended, I guess, by the police. Rogue wanted to, I guess, still show her worth to her team, so she went to attack Carol Danvers herself at the Golden Gate Bridge. I think it was, yeah. I guess that part really doesn't matter, but anyway, this is how she gets into a fight with Carol Danvers. And using her mutant abilities of, temporarily, well, it's supposed to be temporarily, draining and stealing the powers of whoever she comes in contact with. For some reason, she stole all the abilities of Captain Marvel permanently. So, along with flight, Rogue now has the ability, of, I guess, superhuman strength and speed and durability. Basically, not exactly all the powers of Captain Marvel, but I guess the surface versions of it. I don't know, because I think Captain Marvel can shoot like energy blasts. Rogue can't do that, but that's neither here nor there. All right. And I'm going to stop there because, as I said before, this is the first appearance of Rogue. And, before we get, to this version of Rogue, the one we all know and love, or at least the one I know and love, the one I like to call the Jim Lee version of Rogue. Yeah. Stop it, camera. All right. So before we got to this Rogue, we were still at this Rogue, and this Rogue was still evil. The first appearance of Rogue. All right. So with that being said, whoop. Let's transition into Miss Irene Adler. All right. Better known as Destiny. And the reason why I decided to just start her in this straight up and down museum pose, I don't know. I really have no rhyme and reason why, but what the hey, let's try to put her in a pose. Whoop. Move that and move this. Whoop. All right, so coming on in, as we can see here that Irene is Destiny. All right, so hard cape, nothing new there. Now if that was, it's plugged in. So I'm about to say, maybe you can just remove it, but I think this is weird because it looks like an overlay, for you to remove it, but this looks like one piece at the neck. And the only reason why I'm showing you guys that, much is because for some reason, I have, became interested in making or wanting, I should say, cloth good capes. Usually I wasn't a big fan of them, but oh well. But yeah, in situations like this, because her arms can't go up. And that sucks, but, and it's nothing really, you know, I guess, different, or, her body is nothing new, or the mold is nothing new. So this pose should be kind of easy to do for the most part, because if I'm not mistaken, Destiny can't fly either. So, but I do know she, she has the ability to see the future. Now, how does that come about? I don't know if she sits there in Indian pose. I just think I've seen this in a comic where she was sitting like this and reading the future, or having one of her visions or something like that. So, yeah, that's why I made this quick, easy, cold pose of her. And there you have it. Let's put her on the rotator and talk more about that. Should I leave her head down as if she's kind of, because her arms can't go up anymore? Should I leave her head down, or should I put it up? Like, humma dumma doobie doobie dabba. I don't know. Oh, should it be more in a prayer? Like, please forgive us. I don't know. All right, let's go with that. Okay. All right, so let's bring back in her. She's gonna need a stand, so I'm going to bring in a rotator and put her on a stand. All right, so whoop. And if I said it once, I've said it a million times. There's no such thing as the perfect action figure stand. So, but yeah, I'm actually kind of glad this is working out in this situation. All right, so let's bring back in the monitor and talk a little bit about Destiny, the action figure that I really wanted anyway, out of this whole 2-pack. Now, these one of the reasons why I love collecting action figures, and especially ones I don't have, because it leads me into wanting to learn more about the characters and find out, actually read up on them. So Miss Irene Adler here, because I've never seen Destiny without her helmet and mask, or whatever this is. But she's actually, of course, she's actually a human being. But here's the thing, for anyone else that has never seen her without her mask on, but Destiny is an old blind woman. All right. So yeah, spoiler alert. I guess I gave you the spoiler alert a little late, or early, or what have it. But yes, she's an old blind lady. All right. However, Destiny has appeared more youthful before, so yeah, I don't know if that's a thing that she can do or can't do, or it happened when she died and came back to life. But that's besides the point. We'll get into all that in a second, because first appearing in the Uncanny X-Men in issue 141 in 1980, created by Chris Claremont and I think John Bryan, one of them. All right. John Bryan, sorry. Irene Adler, aka Destiny, was born in Austria during the 19th century. And around the age of 13, that's when Irene's mutant powers of precognition manifested. Later on in life, Destiny met Mystique, who was being a detective at this time. Yeah, so Mystique was in the 19th century too, during this time period. All right, so yes, they became good friends and very close, and as they say, what do they say? Anyway, they became close. And later on in life, they adopted the little runaway mutant named Rogue, or Anna. Now, there's a lot, we can cover about Irene here. And yeah, I don't have enough time or the patience for all of that. So I would suggest you go check it out because she has a lot of history. So in short, she formed a relationship with Mystique. They both adopted Rogue and made her an evil terrorist. Gave birth to Kurt Wagner with the shapeshifter Mystique, her lover at the time. Yeah, and that little, I guess, running joke that's in the community that people go say that Destiny's is Nightcrawler's father. Well, she's actually the mother. Mystique is the father. Yeah, and that's a whole ordeal too. But let's not. No time to get into that right now. Anyway, but yes, gets stabbed and deleted by her longtime lover Mystique. Get brought back to life and gets married to Mystique. And I got a funny feeling I said that all in the wrong order, but oh well. Because Destiny, Mystique, Rogue, and Nightcrawler have a pretty intertwined history together, and I guess relationship, family, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, it goes pretty deep with those characters. So although Destiny has a whole lot of history, and pretty much only has one power ability, or however you want to say it. I guess they all have one for the most part. Anyway, yeah, the ability to see possible different futures. I also want to add, just because I just thought this was a pretty interesting thing about precogs, is what they call them, with this ability, that some of them can't. It's not like they can 100% predict the future, because like in Destiny's case here, the closer the future is to her, the more accurate it is. So like if it's like, let's say 15 minutes away that she sees the vision, then it's a lot more accurate than something that's like years away. But it's closer to like 100% if it's like seconds away. So she could do things like help her teammates out when she can say, okay, around the corner, watch out, this is coming around the corner. Things like that. So, but yeah, so that's Destiny. Whoop, whoop, whoop. All right, so I can't find my ruler to, I guess, give you guys a 100% more accurate size of this, but here's this. Whoop. This is how they size up to a 1/18 scale size figure, and representing that is the Viacom Michelangelo Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. Whoop! This is how they size up compared to a average 1/12 scale 6-inch action figure. We got Stan the Man, my main man Stan, Marvel Legends. Whoop! And this is how they scale up compared to a 1/10 scale action figure. We have the I always forget because he's a custom body, but it's the Marvel, not Marvel, God, McFarlane DC. Is it the Dark Knight Returns Batman? Anyway, it's a McFarlane Toys action figure that stands approximately 7 inches tall. So, yeah. Whoop. Whoop. And just like that, we are done here. Thanks again, ladies, for stopping by and showing everybody who you are and where you are and how you got here. And Miss Destiny, I'm pretty sure you probably seen this coming, but I'll see you guys later. Whoop! And that goes for you guys too. So until the next video, ta-ta for now, everyone.